Oh, good.
Good. So,
Morning, folks.
looks like morning, everybody. Actually, afternoon for some people, because we know, as you can tell in live chat, there are so many people from different places in the world, which is perfect. Of course, we will have face cams on in a second. As you can tell, Kyle the Wizard will be behind the scenes doing that. Yeah, I think a nice thing to start off with. Does everybody want to put in the live chat from where they are from? So, like, which country? So, I think we will do that at the same time. So, firstly, hello, Chen, and where do you want to say you are from?
I'm speaking to you from the sunny, but at the moment not all too sunny, country of Israel, Middle East.
Perfect, perfect. And then next we have Lakitia. Yeah, and where are you from?
Hi everybody. Hi.
Hi.
I'll be
So
it.
okay, and then I think we have Matt. Do you want to say where you're from?
Yes, I am from Southern California, where it is just before 5 in the morning.
Perfect, perfect. So
We go to great
people said they're from Middle Earth. Yep. So we've got Atlanta, Ukraine, Spain. No problem, Mark. I've got Australia, England, Finland, USA, and Australia. Oh, it's about to be midnight there. That's true. Georgia, Texas, just like Penguin. So what we're going to do for all you guys, we're going to have this all on live stream right now. So people are saying something about, oh, Good Morning America, going to be on Vanity Fair first. So we're going to have. So don't worry about what happens if we can't access Good Morning America. Is going. I think it's fair to say that is going to be first on Vanity Fair. So we're going to reload that for you, so you guys will be able to see that as well. So Brazil, Canada, Barcelona, Belarus, India. So many. That's perfect. That's basically what fellowship is. Oh, a lot of Indians here. Very nice. Actually, I think it's one person spamming it. Actually, Canada. Perfect.
We have Serbia here as well.
Oh, yep. Oh, yeah, we also have Stride here. Hello.
Hello. Greetings from Germany, but originally from Serbia.
Perfect. Oh, we have UAE. Very interesting. Turkey. So, okay. I think now, everyone in the live chat, what do you think we are going to see? I am betting, personally, I think we're going to see some pictures. What pictures do you want to see? And we'll go through and we'll mention some of the best ones. So, we've still got the countries coming. So, so I think, Hen, what do you think we're going to be seeing from Vanity Fair?
I hope the same pictures that we saw before, except, full body shots, not just hands, waists.
I'm really hoping for a still of some sort. Okay, so people are saying, stills from the show. So yeah, what stills do you want to see? I think it makes sense for it to be, Morpho, Clark, and Galadriel. Are there any others you guys think would be Elrond? We have Ismael Cruz Cordova. We have, I'm not sure who that is. And then we have Ismael Cruz Cordova as an elf with Nazanin Boniardi. So yeah, the pictures are officially out. Carl will get them on stream right now. So yes, we have the pictures out.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Carl, if you want to go to the Instagram. So yeah, Carl. Yeah. So what's everybody's first thoughts on this?
It looks weird.
Which one? Okay, so first of all, Robert Arameo as Elrond. That is pretty. So okay, first one for everyone on stream right now. On stream is so many. Wow, this is crazy. So many of the different ones. So many pics. I will be having them all on stream right now. Yeah. So Strider, what are you? Mm-hmm. So
This you
and
get
you're-
it?
Oh my god. So yeah, what's everyone's first reactions to this? For me, Robert Arameo's hairdo. What is going on there?
It's
Everyone's
weird.
thoughts on that. Yeah. Rob Arameo, I'd say, is
It's
quite
not bad weird, but it's weird.
Did so Nazanin Bunyadi's character is called Bronwyn,
Looks
and
very
Forbidden
pretty.
Love Arondir. So Ismael Cruz Cordova. So this is all out right now. Go on to Vanity
That's
Fair.
Elflands.
Mm-hmm.
We get
This
get
is so
Haradrim.
much stuff.
Good surprise. This.
Yeah, we got Haradrim. That is very interesting. I think also look at that picture of Morford Clark in she's got fire right behind her, and she is in that poster that we said she was going to be in. So yes, Strider, what are your first thoughts on this? This is all just coming out in the last few minutes.
Yeah, I just got the chance to see that. I just found them. Well, Galadriel definitely looks cool, but the fire behind feels weird a bit. It's a strange photo. I like her look on its own when we take it out of the photo.
Also,
And
Ismael Cruz Cordova is an elf as well. That's the next thing, the big news. So yeah, what's everyone's thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm wondering which kingdom is that? Like, there were theories that this is like Mirkwood or like the Greenwood at this point in time. So I'm actually very, very interested in hearing where is he exactly from.
Exactly, I think that is one of the most interesting ones we have gotten so far. So, and quickly on Good Morning America, is anything even happening on there? Just checking, just so we're not messing anything out. But I hope not. But yeah, I think if you go to the Instagram as well, there's so many really lovely shots there. We've just tweeted
Looks very good,
as
yeah.
well. So yeah, for me, first of all, it's Elrond. So yeah, what's everyone's thoughts on Elrond? That is a bit, quite surprised, I think. The best way to say it.
Do we have anything new? Ooh.
Well, that was one genuine reaction.
You're out of frame.
Yeah. Fortunately,
oh my god!
So,
who's that? Is that Charlie Vickers?
Oh my god! Look at Morphic. There's so many pictures coming out in the last. So many different stills.
It looks weird.
Okay.
Okay.
And so who's this?
Are we just having this on the stream?
Who's this? Who's this on stream right now? So is this Charlie Vickers?
Halbrand, Charlie Vickers, meet in dire circumstances. Oh dear.
That is lots of.
Okay, can I just ask where are we seeing the pictures? On your Twitter, is the official handle?
We've tweeted out the main ones, yeah.
Okay, where are the?
There we go. Halbrand. So yeah, okay, that's very interesting. So it isn't Hadrith, it's Halbrand. But Charlie Vickers and Galadriel are meeting on their way to Numenor. And
where
I think
are we
that
seeing
is
this?
Vanity Fair. We'll put it in
Vanity
chat
Fair
right
one,
now.
Oh, okay.
So,
ooh, what?
Yeah, this is all. Okay. Yeah. So if people who don't know, we are going through the I think. What is this on screen right now? That's J.A. Biona, and what do you think these people could be? I think there is one of Galadriel in. So I think, Carl, should we just start back at the top again and we go down in order from the Vanity Fair article? I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, let's do it like that.
So we are. Yeah. Okay. I know. Vanity. Okay. We do understand that potentially, Elrond's hairdo is a bit.
Where's
Out
A
Elrond?
there.
bit. We'll have to see. Okay. So once we get back to the top, so Galadriel, Morfydd Clark in the water, and I think looks like right now we are getting Warrior Galadriel. So yeah. What's everyone's opinions on that? Commander of the Northern Armies.
What?
It looks like Galadriel is commander of the Northern Armies. That's pretty interesting. So she's a commander. Very
Well,
interesting
I guess if
choice.
Galadriel is going to be a warrior, I'm sure she's probably going to be a commander. Even though it's a bit weird to say, it's like Lady Galadriel in what we're used to. But I mean, if she's going to fight a war, I guess she's going to be a commander.
Yeah. Okay. So so I think if we're gonna scroll down now onto the next ones. Yeah, Galadriel in the water, Morfydd Clark in the water. So that is quite a cool shot. Thumbs up for air. So that is very, very interesting. So looks like we could tell here that Morfydd Clark is the main character. Seems like, yeah, Galadriel, commander of the Northern Armies. Yeah, Matt, what's your opinion on that? Mm,
This, but I mean, she is definitely influential, but
we might have lost you for a second there, but I
Oh.
think yeah. So it looks like Galadriel is going to be a big part of this. But do you want to scroll down now? Oh, we're going to
Can
the
we
next
just
ones.
comment on something? Okay, no, go ahead.
So no, go on. Mention what you
No,
want to
I just
say.
wanted to ask Ken, what does he think? Do you still think they're keeping with the aesthetic of the films? Because I think this looks pretty different to me.
It looks a bit different, yeah. Although some of this, I suppose it's weird seeing Galadriel in a braid, but then she's all in a
Oh,
warrior getup, so it's hard to tell. Some of it looks more similar than others.
Sophia Novetti looks so good. Oh my gosh, I
She's Dissa,
absolutely
you
love
see.
it.
They took the name of Thorin's sister and put an A
oh,
on
their
it.
names.
Disa.
There are names.
Oh,
There
Oh
are
my
names.
gosh, and
Owen,
Owen Arthur is Prince Durin. He looks
Fourth.
so much like
the
Balin.
fourth.
Oh.
looks very much
Yeah.
like Balin, so that's an example where the continuity does seem to stick.
Yeah, very
And
true.
Ismail Cruz Cordova is a Sylvan elf.
Where's the hair? Where's the hair, people? The long locks.
Oh yeah, the first not long hair.
Elrond. Reports about elves
actually-
with short hair, that would be this Elrond here. Otherwise, Galadriel has long hair.
Well, Ismail has very, very short hair.
Very short.
Yeah, that's but
Just
he's a
saying.
Sylvan elf.
We did say Ismail Cruz Cordova was going to be on the Human Village set, and looks like
Yes.
in one picture we'll see in a second, he is with Nazanin Boniadi, which is very interesting.
And it's
Yeah, can I
said that
just say- and it
Nazanin
says
Boniadi
there's
is
the-
from Harad.
Does it
Is-
say from Harad?
From the south, Middle-earth Southlands.
The next thing, I think.
Well, can I just...
Ismail-
oh,
Go on,
sorry,
go on.
ahead. No, I just wanted to say, it says in the village of Tir Harad, so yeah, that does imply Harad. But it's still very luscious, it's very green. It's not like any sort of desert place. That's all. Continue.
I think interesting is Ismail Cruz Cordova is a Sylvan elf, so that is
Okay.
very, very interesting. So is it that? So yeah, a very interesting thing is that. Sorry, I was on mute. I was talking for a second, but
Can I just say something that
Sure.
I feel I need an apology to the larger community, especially on Discord, when a lot of people have been pointing out that the character description from Ismail Cruz Cordova's character, who was codenamed Kalanon, he seemed to be very fitting to fulfill the role of Nazanin Boniadi's character's lover, given that his description also included lover, la 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 la. And I was firmly in the camp that I don't want this to happen and I don't see this happening, but I owe everybody an apology. So it seems like these two are indeed going to be a romantic pairing, which I find very intriguing. I think they're going to make for a splendid pair. And the whole aesthetic of the village their image is set in really reminded me of Rosgobel the first moment. I don't know why. Anybody else feeling it? With all like with the gnarled tree and everything. I really love it.
I think the next thing's that Ismail is a Sylvan elf. What's everyone's opinions on that?
That's very interesting because, I mean, I'm just thinking in terms of the continuity with the movies that we've seen in, in The Hobbit, with kind of that.
Which one do we have on screen right now? But yeah, I think it is very interesting to see how this is working out. So yeah, Ismail Cruz Cordova is a Sylvan elf.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, what's happened to the
Fellowship?
Is everyone back?
You're hearing Matt.
Pardon?
Oh, Fellowship. Did you hear Matt talking?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah. So yeah, continue. Matt.
Yeah. The I was confused. I was really thrown off, as I think probably many of us were, with the wooden breastplate, the like carven wood design. I mean, I suppose that kind of being more woodsy, foresty sort of design, I guess it would belong, if anything, to a Sylvan elf. But it's very interesting to see that, and I guess it'll be interesting to see how different maybe the Sylvan elves of Mirkwood versus this town in Harad, this Tir Harad, or in that region. The differences between the Sylvan elves of the north in Mirkwood versus in the south. We could be seeing different differences in cultures. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting how they're going to portray that. I'm actually still caught in a way surprised by him being over there. It's still very surprising for me. So yeah, I think that's a good comment.
I will say that I'm very pleasantly surprised to hear of the involvement of some of those other lands, because I mean I know that we'd kind of been thinking and hoping that some of these other lands might be involved, and it, to me at least, it didn't seem that there were a lot of indications in any information we've gotten since about involvement of those further lands. So I'm very interested to see this, especially that we're seeing that still of the village there. So gosh, I'm gonna spend some time poring over this.
You and the rest of the world. I'm very happy that we are seeing some other southern countries, because I think we all hoped to see that, and but you never know, and now it's out there, so that's big news. This means a lot of potential things, because this can lead to seeing some Dark Numenorians, or like whoever becomes the one of the ring race. We can definitely now see someone from the south, from the southern part of Jordan, which of course makes sense that at least some of them are from those areas. So implications of this confirmation, there's a lot of potential things happening there.
Yeah. Very true. I'm just taking it all in. I'm especially conflicted about seeing a short-haired Elrond. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I'm really, really interesting about this L1 design. Oh, sorry, it's not on screen right now. We'll get back to that in a bit. So yeah,
Okay,
we've got
sorry.
Nazanin Boniadi and Ismail Cruz Cordova, I think. And yeah, sorry for a second for all the things on the technical problems on screen. But so yeah, I think Carl, do you want to, when you can, move on to the next one?
Ah,
Yeah, also seeing everybody's face mask there.
this is
But
gorgeous. Can I just say this picture looks like a painting?
Mhm.
Just the all the golden light and all the golden aesthetic. I absolutely love it. It's good to see these two characters together as well, even though one is lacking hair. I love the whole Galadriel thing. Just seeing that first pic as Galadriel in an armor got me a little bit worried that that's gonna be the emphasis of the character, especially given the description, the commander of the Northern armies. But this looks just perfect. It's interesting to see her not wearing, white or really bright colors. This is quite a change, quite a departure.
Are we able to zoom in a little bit on Elrond? I think, like, I see maybe his. There are some very small braids there in the back, or I don't know if I'm maybe seeing differently.
Oh, just curls, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that kind of is a bit strange to me. I can say, though, with Ismael Cruz Cordova's character having a very short hairstyle, I can get behind that a little easier, because these are elves from other regions that we haven't really heard of very much. So, yeah, perhaps this is a difference in their customs, their garb, their general appearance being different than the elves we've known. So that could be kind of an interesting take, I think.
So I think from the elves right now we have Ismael Cruz Cordova, we have Robert Aramayo, and we have Galadriel, as it is. Said there, Galadriel right now. So, Carl, should we start scrolling down and looking at some of the interesting ones? Not the interesting ones, some of the other ones. So, also it's nice to see that a lot of our leaks have proven to be true. We did Sophia Numvity, we did Owain Arthur, but I think, yes, Sophia Numvity, she looks quite scary, to be honest. Yeah, I think that we can see the back of the dwarven set, but I think it is very, very interesting. So let's see what the next one on screen is. Okay,
Can I just say
what's everyone's thoughts on this one?
It's so weird to see Nazanin Boniadi's character being given an actual name, which is Bronwyn, because she's been living as Kari in our heads like for a year now or something. So it's really cool to finally be getting official confirmations, official names. It's wonderful.
Oh my god. So yeah, I think the next one on screen is Nazanin Boniadi's character, as Lakitia just said. I think it's very interesting. So is it? Sorry, I'm not sure if I missed this, but she is in Harad, right? Is she? How's that working?
Actually, her village is said to be called Tarharad, something like that.
Harad.
Tirharad. Yeah.
Harad. Very interesting. So I think. Should we just move on to the next one? Does anybody have any final thoughts on this one?
Oh yeah, by the way, this is said to be Middle Earth Southlands, which I hope it's just a way to describe where this is actually settled, not an alternative name for the land, but we can't know for
Yeah,
sure.
that'd be interesting.
Because I think it would be really, really weird to have Tir Harad in Harad. I think they'll just skip mentions of Harad altogether, but that's just my guess.
I think it could be just the name of the place, like, Dunland proper or something like that. Could be something like that. But yeah, I think that there's not going to be like an official name for an area that's called Southlands. I also hope that that's not the case, and I don't think it is.
Oh, okay. We finally have the showrunner's address in Hobbits. Do you want me to read this bit?
Oh, wait. We have confirmation of Meteor Man. So Who wants to read this?
Yeah, the Hobbit bit.
Where exactly is that? I can read it. Just
What
tell
do
me
you want
where
us to read?
I'll send it now. 1 second. So yeah, Meteor Man. This is very interesting. So who wants to read the bottom part from Too Lovable?
Can we just read it all because it addresses hobbits
Yeah,
and I
read
think
it
it's
all.
really interesting?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Go
another
for it.
concern. Is the series going to put hobbits in the Second Age? In short, so to speak, yes and no. One of the very specific things the texts say is that hobbits never did anything historic or noteworthy before the Third Age, says McKay. But really, does it feel like Middle-earth if you don't have hobbits or something like hobbits in it? The hobbit ancestors in this era are called Harfoots. They may not live in the Shire, but they are satisfyingly hobbit adjacent. McKay and Payne have constructed a pastoral Harfoot society that thrives on secrecy and evading detection, so that they can play out a kind of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead story in the margins of the bigger quests. Two lovable, curious Harfoots, played by Megan Richards and Markella Kavanagh, encounter a mysterious lost man whose origin promises to be one of the show's most enticing enigmas.
I
There we
don't want to
go.
jump to conclusions, but I think people think, "Oh, I hope the Meteor Man is false." But I think this has to be, I think, very interesting around Meteor Man. But I think back on screen right now, what is this picture looking like?
Can I just say
I
before we
am
move
completely
forward,
confused.
just
But yeah,
for a bit,
let's comment this.
I just want to comment on what we just read, which is really interesting because we just had the scoop this last weekend talking about Markella Kavanagh's Hobbit, and we speculated that Megan Richards might be the second Hobbit. So I'm really happy to see this come to fruition. Okay, now we can move to the Moose Men or whatever these are.
Yeah, whatever those are.
I think everybody's pretty much confused here. I think maybe they're hunting, something, and they're like how
Oh, they're just stupid. That's
horns
also
or
a
however
possibility.
are like precious. So maybe it's just like a trophy, you know. Some crazy animals from the south of Middle Earth.
Yeah, so
I'm
it
almost
says
thinking-
nomadic hunters. So we know that
Yeah.
hobbits are going to be nomads. And if you look at the size of the horns or whatever these are, they look like regular
Oh, yeah.
moose-sized horns on hobbits.
Yeah, good point. Good point, could be.
I'm thinking, yeah, that looks to me almost like a lure if they're trying to, duck down in the tall grass or something, like they actually use that in their hunting, or it could be a trophy sort of thing too. Yeah, it's just very interesting to see, I guess, like, I don't know, I'm a big fan of, like, world building and cultural traditions and customs and ways of life, and so seeing this kind of stuff is very, very interesting to me, as they're a nomadic people, and yeah, perhaps that could connect to our nomadic group of traveling Harfoots.
Yeah, I think this totally fits with that scenario. Like, I think
Although that one on the right does have a beard too.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
okay. Yeah, that's right.
it may be that these hobbits can have such beards.
They don't seem to be played by anyone we know, do they?
Yeah, that I was just going to say that. So it's actually two extras or something.
Probably smaller parts, yeah.
Hang on. Is the right guy? Could the right guy be the one with the apple that we saw on one of the images? The
He does
furry...
have a beard and kind of that furry.
Yeah, the beard and the furry coat
Yeah.
made me think that, but I'm not sure.
And are those kind of those fingerless gloves that he was wearing on the poster?
Perhaps. Hang on. Let me open up one of the images.
Yeah, let me do the same.
Or let's see.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think it could be. Yeah, there's a gray beard, and it could be.
Although the person on the image had like this woolen thing all over his fingers as well.
Yeah, true.
This person here doesn't.
Yeah, the kind of generic woolly out of those kind of costumes plus those horns.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same. Yeah, I think this what he's wearing. The vest is like literal wool, just wool.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the image with the apple is a little bit more intricate. I mean, the jacket or whatever that is, I'd say. Okay, so there's another little interesting bit in the article that says in the novels, the aforementioned things take place over thousands of years, but Payne and McKay have compressed events into a single point in time.
There you go.
It is their biggest deviation from the text, and they know it's a big swing. We talked with the Tolkien estate, says Payne. If you're true to the exact letter of the law, you're going to be telling a story in which your human characters are dying off every season because you're jumping 200 years in time. And then you're not meeting really big, important canon characters until season 4. Look, there might be some fans who want us to do a documentary of Middle-earth, but we're going to tell one story that unites all these things.
Yeah, that's damn straight. Yeah, that's a good decision. I mean, yeah. Telling the story...
It has to be like that.
Yeah, I think it's logical from the filmmaking standpoint, although I am very aware that this is going to piss off many, many fans.
The only question is whether it will make the events feel small, you know? Mm-hmm. We'll have to wait and see about that.
Yeah, that can influence the scale of events, but I mean, let's just remember the fact that Peter Jackson also changed the timeline. We didn't wait for 17 years for Frodo to leave the Shire.
Yes.
And, you know, so this, if we want to see one TV show covering the filmmaking or like film making point of view, just, yeah.
That is very true, although I will say that cutting out 17 years of nothing much happening to Frodo and having the forging happen simultaneously with Isildur's timeline there's a big difference between the two. But I think this is something that we've been expecting now for a long time anyway, ever since we heard of Isildur being there and then hearing about Celebrimbor being there as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think there is potential to do like small time jumps or something like. They compressed it into 100 years or something like that, and then you can play with some going backwards or something like that, or maybe we also have those 2 prequel episodes. There is potential to compress the timeline without compressing it in such a weird way to put everything happening in like 10 years.
I would, in spite of the compression, I would like for within this single timeline to feel by the end of the series that a lot of time had passed, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, seeing like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Like, this shouldn't feel like it happened in the span of 2 years or something like that.
Yes.
It needs to feel, like...
Not even like 7 years like Game of Thrones. Like, I'm talking like 15, 20.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think with, we can have let's say all the Numenor drama happens at the end of the 2nd season, then maybe there's a time jump, and you can then just play with some makeup and costumes, like paint maybe hair of the human characters a bit differently. There is definitely, they can definitely pull this off in a way that doesn't really compress everything into an unrealistic time frame.
Okay, we have another interesting bit from the showrunners addressing our concerns. It says, as lifelong genre fans, Payne and McKay understand the anxiety some feel about the show. Quote, we know what it's like to be anticipating something and to be terrified that it won't be what you hope, says McKay. We've been those guys many times over. The duo can officially settle some concerns. Okay, so to continue, after news broke that Amazon had hired an intimacy coordinator for its New Zealand set, some fans feared that the production might have lost sight of what makes Tolkien Tolkien. Quote, "My worry would be it becomes Game of Thrones in the Second Age," says Dimitra Fimi, a Tolkien scholar and lecturer at the University of Glasgow. "That wouldn't be what one would associate with Tolkien's vision. It would also be derivative." So yeah, it's good to hear them address this. But they say, okay, so will there be Westerosi levels of violence and sex in Amazon's Middle-earth? In short, no. McKay says the goal was to make a show for everyone, for kids who are 11, 12, and 13, even though sometimes they might have to pull the blanket up over their eyes if it's a little too scary. We talked about a tone in Tolkien's books. This is material that is sometimes scary and sometimes very intense, sometimes quite political, sometimes quite sophisticated, and it's also heartwarming and life-affirming and optimistic. It's about friendship and it's about brotherhood and underdogs overcoming great darkness. What do you guys think?
I don't know if I like the 11 or 12-year-old remark. but we'll wait
I
and
knew
see.
you would object that. I knew that the moment I read it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm very wary of this being a family show, you know. We'll have to wait and see. But it's so, you know, we'll see.
Well, I think that it could be like that, but in a good way, because, you know, I think a lot of kids watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy before they turned whichever age it is. You know, I watched it with like 7 or 8 years of age, so I think this can work for everyone. You know, of course, some parts for me as a kid were scary. You know, like the ring raids. I mean, that was awful for the first few screenings. So they can definitely pull this off. We'll see. I think that we don't have to be too afraid that this will be too safe, but I apparently also don't have to be afraid that this will be Game of Thrones level of brutality, which it shouldn't be. Honestly, it shouldn't be.
Ooh,
You know, I
here we
think
have
they're saying
a
all the right things, so we'll have to see
yeah.
if these are actually on point or not. But yeah, so far it sounds promising.
It's good to know they've been paying attention, if nothing else, because they're addressing some concerns that we've heard over and over in the fandom, on Reddit, on Discord, on Twitter, whatever. And it's good to see them address those things. And can we just look at, we have a heartthrob on screen right now. So this is Charlie Vickers as Brand, a new character who's a fugitive from his own past. My first thought was he really looks like a mix between, what's his name, Jason Stratham and Jamie Dornan on this picture. His t-shirt looks very contemporary to me, which is some concern I know a lot of people had, especially after The Wheel of Time. What do you guys think? Do you
Yeah,
have
I
any
see your point.
speculations?
I see your point. Yeah, about the way he's dressed, but I don't think it's a T-shirt per se, though. I don't think there's a V-neck of any kind there. It's just a strap that goes alongside the shirt that makes it look like this from that angle. But it does look very contemporary. The arm braces that he has, it's all seeing. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, is that like an armor behind him?
I don't know. The whole place looks familiar.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Yeah, like on one of those stands, it could be an armor.
And then I'm wondering if that kind of golden design on his shirt, just
Should
below
we,
that chain, I'm wondering if that's some kind of writing.
move on to the next one now. Carl, do you want to scroll down? See what else there is
Oh, I think.
for us.
Yeah, man, I also zoomed in now, and I think you may be right about that sun motif. It's not fully clearly, but yeah, I think you may be right. But I'm not wondering about this armor in the background. It looks
Yeah, that is
very
quite
fancy.
intriguing. Yeah, so we reported that this character is going to be visiting Numenor at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So he does look a little bit out of place, perhaps. So maybe that's when he's in Numenor. Perhaps, maybe what we're seeing is the inside of Elendil's house or something. Also, interestingly, we haven't seen any of the have we seen? We haven't seen any of the Numenorian characters.
Yeah,
in this
no
reveal, have we?
Numenor yet. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's
Yes,
interesting.
this is very elfin, like people of Middle Earth thing. Maybe they think Numenor is their, their ace in the, like their big thing, like, and they're kind of concealing it. We haven't seen Moria really either. It's talked about, but we don't see it. So they're keeping probably the more fantastical environments close to their chest at the moment, I think.
Yeah, we can take a look. Oh, that's a dwarven throne right there.
Yeah, sure, but we don't see like big wide shots,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
They're
I think
just
that's
in
what
fields and things.
I think they're keeping that for, like you guys said, for the crown reveal. I wonder where Ismail's character is on this pic.
Yeah, he looks like he's sporting. He looks like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he does indeed.
Oh look, the Ark of the Covenant.
He may be looking at the Silmaril or something like that.
Yeah, it will take some getting used to. It's a funny pose for an elf. Oh well.
I think this image is actually confirmed that we got a lot of the characters from the posters right.
We did.
From Ismail to Elrond to the we knew about the Dwarven king and queen. Good to have that.
And you got Curry right with the blue.
Sorry?
You got Curry right in spite of the blue being a little bit lavish.
Yeah. But I don't know. I immediately felt like that was the only character who Nazanin could be, and Variety gave out the list of the 23 actors that were portrayed in these images, so we knew that Nazanin Boniari was one of these. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so yeah, I think the real big if we want to hand back into continuity is really around Owain Arthur as the Prince Durin, I think. And does that mean who will be King Durin then?
I mean, who is it going to be? I mean, come on. We know who it's going to be. I mean, we don't, but we do, don't we?
Varking.
It's actually not my idea. It's not actually my idea originally. I think Tolkien suggested it first.
Who suggested? Tolkien suggested
I forgot what
Peter
it means
Mullen.
with Warren, but yeah.
Tolkien Tube suggested Peter Mullen, not me originally. I remember
it. Everybody speculated from the get-go that he could be, especially given his history with the Hobbit trilogy and everything. But
and just his voice, really,
yeah, could be
big angry Glaswegian. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for me the biggest surprise is the whole Elrond picture here. The one it looks like he's in the Shire to me, like the landscape.
It looks very. I mean, it's a publicity shot.
Of course, and what's with all the bugs? Jeez.
I think it's like Poland, but okay.
Okay. Oof.
So I'd like to point out something. Can we or we don't have to go to the image of Ismail in that village. So I checked it just to be sure. But yeah, so here Harad could be some sort of. I mean, obviously it's a settlement, but Tyr means it's an Elvish root that signifies watch or observe, and of course we have it in Tirith, because of course Minas Tirith means the tower of the guard, because it can be like watching over something, guarding something. So that's like kind of a meaning. So this could be, some important supplement, like maybe on a, some very important place, like on a delta of a river or somewhere close to that. something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like we said before, it's not in the middle of the desert, so I think somewhere
Yeah.
close to a delta makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Pretty
Although
lush.
it makes me wonder, given that what did we say? Ismail's character is Sylvan Elf. Maybe somewhere close to some elven settlements, like maybe this is close to Mirkwood or something, or
Yeah.
Lorinand.
I think so, yes. I mean, he's a silver now. Yeah, sure.
Because if you look at the trees, they don't look particularly, they don't look Mediterranean in the sense
Yeah.
very
It looks
coastal
like
or anything. It looks like it could be
Yeah, but
anywhere near Anduin.
I
yes.
would say exactly that. I would actually point out to the fact that weren't we mentioned something regarding the Lamrat? Because that area was, also kind of with elves, and it's birds. It's much closer to Harad than Mirkwood and LOTR. So I think this could actually be in the area around
Where
the
Gondor
place
was.
where comes into Balfala, the Gulf of Balfalas. So it could be in that area.
Be close, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, so do we know what were these the images that also aired on Good Morning America?
Oh, right. I completely forgot about Good Morning America.
Yeah, same. We just got this in just like everything was not important. Everything else.
Okay, let's see what
Right.
the chat says. If anybody has spotted anything else in Good Morning America, maybe please let us know in the chat.
Am I just noticing that What's Her Face doesn't have a beard?
Oh, that's right.
This,
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Oh, well.
not a
Yeah.
surprise, but
I was kind of sad to
You
see
know-
that. I was hoping for some elaborate braiding or something with gold in it or something, but
We'll see, yeah.
you know, that is some impressive braiding
wait.
up top, I can say.
And it's very wispy. If you open the picture big,
Hmm?
I take that back. There is something. It's just very wispy. There is. Look, she's got these like sideburns going on.
sideburns. Yeah, could be, or that could just be, from her hairdo. I'm not sure.
I don't
Yeah, but
think
this
it
is a
is.
bit lower. Yeah. I think she may have something like on her neck, like below the jawline. I think I'm maybe right.
She
She
looks
does,
so
yeah.
good. Does she have like contact lenses? Because
She does, yeah. They're
this
a
reminds
weird
me a
kind
bit of the
they're
Witcher
gold.
contact lenses, which is not the biggest
Not a-
compliment I can give.
Yes.
It looks much
It's
better than the
gold.
Witcher. But
It
yeah.
looks much better than The Witcher Season 2, definitely.
The back behind her is geometric though. That looks like like Moria. So we'll see.
And everybody's very, like in various state of undress. Like it looks like this is all taking place in the middle of the summer. Like Disa has bare hands, bare
She has
arms.
she has a
Arondir
bare
as well.
thigh.
She has a what? Sorry.
She has a bare thigh.
Oh, that's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's a novelty for Tolkien.
Yeah. 11-year-old kids, eh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's important
Well,
to
I
distinguish
think that's
dwarven queens, at least, from dwarven men. Perhaps that's the idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody
Also,
seems to be.
I have to just point out, just Kyle in the background doing a really good job
Oh yeah, thank
and
you,
making
Kyle.
the stream alive. And
Yeah.
he just mentioned, I'm not something regarding Sophia standing at the entrance of Khazad-dûm, potentially. That's, I think, his takeaway from this.
The what? Sorry, can you repeat that, please, for me?
So he said
Oh,
that
okay.
she may be standing at the entrance to Khazad-dûm.
Ah, yeah. Oh, okay, so it's not a throne; it's an actual door. doorway part.
Oh no! Oh my God! It
Part of
says
the wall.
that's right. In the description, he's right. It says
Yeah.
she's standing at Casa Doom's entrance. Thank you, Cal, for that. The background MVP. Yeah. Okay. So this is So which gate could this be? Probably like the eastern gate, maybe like something like that, because it's obviously not the gate
I mean, I think
where the
it's
fellowship and
mostly. I think this is just a part of the gateway, so it's not like
yeah.
the door will just open behind her. But I
Yeah,
think
plus we
it's part of
know.
a very
Yeah,
intricate door, like door
yeah,
frame
and
or
we
something.
know what the actual like doors of Durin look like. So and they're not
Yeah,
more
so
like that,
this is not-
and that's a design of Tolkien's. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, they cannot change that. It has to be like that. So that's why I say like I think this may be like maybe east, or maybe there's some other gate.
I would necessarily say they can't change that.
Yeah, you're right, but I think this is not so much a door as an alcove in the hallway where the door is. Looks much more likely to me.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but all in all, this looks very, very
They look
fantastical.
kind of Wheel of Time.
Oh, can you see the picture with the Galadriel and Elrond in the Golden Woods and everything? I think we
It's
can
in
see.
Linden.
Yeah, it's in Linden. Yeah, but it is a Golden Wood, not the Golden Wood, which wouldn't be at this point anyway because it's the
There
melon
was?
trees.
Oh bloody hell, they are.
It looks
Fresh.
like part of architecture in the background.
Yes, almost like a church
I
or
think this is
something.
like an
Yeah.
enclosed space in a way, like
Yeah,
some
this
sort of like a park in some.
Yeah, but you can
building.
see like buildings behind them, like you can see a tower or something.
Yes.
And the architecture there looks very, very in tune with the architecture from the films, in my opinion. It's very far away, of course, and this is just my guesswork, but I think
It's
there
weird
are
to see so much gold.
I think this is. I don't think this is. I think this is more like some sort of like art on a wall. That's how it feels to me. Like
Yeah.
them and the trees, and then behind is just like on a wall. There's just like a really huge painting or something.
Yeah, it is, but I think there are like breaks in between where you can actually see the forest behind it, and in that forest I see that tower.
There's a tower very much like the Rivendell towers.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it now.
Okay.
This picture is kind of soft, and this would be some kind of like these kind of walkways with columns on the sides, and outside you can see a forest, and in the forest you can see that tower. Oh, cool. Okay, I get it now.
Sorry, my
it's going for that indoor.
great.
Yeah, it's going for that indoor-outdoor look of Rivendell.
Well done.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. And I really love her Galadriel's laurel or whatever this breath thingy is. Tiara, laurel, wreath.
Tiara, yeah.
Looks lovely. This is gonna be another gate, isn't it? Like when the Hobbit trailer came out, and there was the shot of Galadriel and Gandalf gently touching, gently caressing, and the internet exploded, and everybody was like, "Are they gonna have an affair?" So this image with Galadriel and Elrond gently meeting.
So everybody who's watching it is not sure. I mean, should we spoil it?
Yeah, we're not implying there's gonna be a romance here.
There's not going to be anything.
They're just being very friendly.
No, they are just friendly. No, I mean they're cousins actually.
I mean, Galadriel's audition scene is with Elrond, isn't it?
Yes, very true.
It is. Well,
and
I'm imagining this
her
would be
child
it.
there.
Yeah, I'm imagining this is it. Reunited.
I don't think so. I think the image, the scene that took place in the auditions was the feeling I got was more something like on a battlefield or just in the aftermath of a battle or something, talking about what just transpired.
So like the upper picture.
Yeah, like the upper picture, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I just say it's such a weird choice to have an image of Galadriel coming out of the water as the headline pic?
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit unexpected.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
in the back.
then
You
she
can
gets
see
two
something that looks like
photos,
the
so-
remains of a raft, which I'm
Yeah.
assuming is the same as the one we see in the shot with her and Hadrith.
This one looks a lot bigger than what they're sitting on.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like it's the same situation, presumably,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them coming out
Mhm.
of water or something. I don't know. Whereas Elrond's one in the field, that looks like entirely just promotional.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think
That's
so.
the one. The other ones look like they're capturing moments from the show, obviously on a much bigger camera.
Mhm.
But the one with Elrond looks like
Do you think that's Loda's boat? Maybe the background of that first one.
It doesn't look like much of a boat, though. I mean, I'm expecting
it's a
the Numenorian. Yeah, I'm expecting the Numenorian boats to be really like big, impressive triremes. You know.
Yeah. As a side note, apparently it says in the article somewhere that Isildur will be like a ship boy or whatever, something, a sailor. That's going to be Isildur in season 1, according to the
Okay.
showrunners. So that's quite interesting.
Oh yeah, indeed. Another
Well, that's kind
storyline
of
will
what
follow.
we included right from the photo. That he will probably be like, just doing his
Yeah.
part in Royal Navy. So I think we also got that right.
Ooh, Celebrimbor is confirmed. Did you see, guys?
I mean,
It
sure.
will
Well,
also, it will also bring the Elven Smith Celebrimbor, Charles Edwards, to life.
Charles Edwards. There
Okay,
you
can
go.
I just read the whole paragraph?
Do,
So,
please do.
even hardcore fans who regard Tolkien's work as sacrosanct will recognize his message of unity. Staying true to that is as important as realizing his vision of places and characters from this little-known era in fiction. We will finally see the full glory of Khazad Dûm, the cavernous necropolis carved into misty mountains, where, in Jackson's Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf famously bellowed at the Balrog, "You shall not pass." The show will explore that kingdom when it was still full of light, food, and music. It will also bring the Elven Smith Celebrimbor, Charles Edwards, to life, as his skill with metals and magic lead to the forging of the rings. And a canny young elven architect and politician named Elrond, Robert Aramayo, will rise to prominence in the mystical capital of Lindon. Another storyline will follow a sailor named Isildur, Maxim Baldry, years before he becomes a warrior and cuts the soul-corrupting ring off Sauron's hand, then falls victim to its powers himself. Oh, and we have a little bit about Sauron as well. So speaking of Sauron, the villain's presence is a major factor throughout the Second Age, culminating his resurrection as a tyrant. As the show begins, there are only hints of the danger to come. Some see them clearly, others don't necessarily want to. Bayona drew from his memories growing up in Spain,
Oh,
a country still recovering from a civil war decades before he was born. Okay.
yeah,
That's
you missed the important part, noting that the shadow of the past is in fact the title of the first episode.
But the time?
This went by very fast. Oh yeah, okay.
Noting that
wow!
the shadow of the past is in fact the title of the first episode.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I stopped because it was going
Yeah.
into the Spanish dictatorship.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really cool. We have the first episode title. Shadow of the
Yeah.
Past.
Shadow of the Past.
Which is
That's gonna be weird.
A name of a chapter
yeah. This is really cool.
from the Fellowship.
Yeah, from the Fellowship of the Ring. Oh wow.
Nice. That's why I squealed like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, we should just read the whole article beforehand, but we went live. So
Yeah.
There will be opportunities to. Yeah.
to dissect it.
Oh,
of
also,
course.
let's just appreciate the fact that we have, we now know about Elrond's profession. He's an architect.
Yeah,
And
this
actually,
this caught my
I like that
attention
a
too.
lot.
I
I
think
like
this
that
is
a
just
lot.
gonna refer to his building Rivendell and everything.
Rivendell, of course. So I think that's a really neat connection that they made there because, of course, Rivendell. So
Mm.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I think this, I mean, it's hard to, you don't want to read too much into it, but another storyline will fall with Isildur so-and-so, cuts the soul-corrupting ring off Sauron's hand, then falls victim to its power. If we take this completely at face value, that would suggest that the end point of the show is the disaster at the Gladden Fields.
Yes.
Although, again, it's you know...
Yeah,
We'll
it's
Yeah.
not
see.
unexpected.
Either the
Like-
end point, or perhaps, I mean, this does not strictly signify that the show does in fact end there. It could go on further. Of course, I don't think it will, because the Gladden Fields wrap up the whole storyline. But
Yes, I
but
agree.
yeah.
We'll see. It's far away. That's still very far away, so it's hard. We should try not to read too much into what's to come 4 seasons ahead, you know?
Yeah, that's like, what, 2027?
Hey, I have a question.
So...
Sorry for cutting Strider.
No, I literally finished, so what's the question?
I just wanted to point out that, you know, there are several Tolkien scholars mentioned in this article, like Mariana Riles, Maldonado, and Dimitra Fimi, of course. Do you think there's any significance to this? Do you think these are actually the people working on the show, perhaps?
I don't think so. I'm not sure, because it does say that...
I can't hear you anymore, Hen.
Oh, sorry.
No
Yeah.
worries.
It does say that the article does mention Shippy's departure from the production. Amazon no
Okay.
longer shares the names of its scholars, so I'm assuming these won't be them.
Yeah, and and given what Dimitra has said anyway, doesn't imply that she is in on the production, because she's speaking about her worries, and I don't think she'd
Yes.
be, you know, she'd know what this is about if she
And
would be
there is an interesting. They've lost a couple of players along the way. Will Poulter, obviously, that was before they started shooting. That doesn't really count. Tom Budge, coupled with the departures of Shippy, production designer Rick Heinrichs, and one of the executives, Sharon, called here Susan for some reason. So, so they've changed production designers.
Yeah, we didn't know about that. So I
Didn't
wonder
we?
who.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't think we did. No, I don't think we did. So
Okay.
yeah, this is quite a surprise, because Rick Heinrichs has been involved in the video that Amazon put out in, what was that, summer of
Yeah.
2019. I know he was still there. So yeah.
No mention though of someone else that's been rumored as having no more involvement
Yeah.
in the show. No mention of John Howe being not involved anymore. And John Howe is still listed on Amazon's promotional webpage as the
Yeah,
show's
that's true.
designer. So I think we can take it that he just, if he's not involved, it's in the sense that, you know, usually the concept artists only work in pre-production.
But with Thomas Shippey, Vanity Fair did mention him and say they did basically potentially show that maybe an NDA was broken there, and that's the problem that occurred with Thomas Shippey. So it's interesting they publicly spoke about that as well.
Production designer here is
Okay.
credited as Ramsey Avery rather than Heinrichs. Ramsey Avery did, let's see, I'm just looking at his credits.
I know of Ramsey Avery, but
Guardians of the Galaxy, blah.
but I think we knew at least something about him being involved.
I think we did, yeah. That's why I was
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, you're right. And he's listed on IMDb anyway. As
The last
production
Star
designer.
Trek, yeah.
There's no mention of the costume designer being replaced.
Yeah, that's the one
Something
that we said was
that
replaced,
we heard
wasn't
about.
it?
Yeah.
Kate.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's not a
Kate
thing.
Hooley, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not a thing.
Or at least that's not a thing mentioned by Vanity Fair.
Yeah, but I think it's reasonable to say that they probably would have mentioned it. I don't know. Speaking of costumes, I'm getting some responses saying this looks kind of Wheel of Time-like, and I I kind of agree. I mean, it does, doesn't it? I'm not imagining it. Especially Curry's. What's in the face now? Especially Bronwyn's village. Looks very like pictures I've seen from Will. I haven't actually.
Well, there's the
much.
thatched roofs, which are a big part of the Wheel of Time's Emmons Field, or in the series, The Two Rivers.
The kind of lush setting of it, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's distinct enough. That wasn't like I said, my first thought was Rosgobel, and definitely
the inside. I agree that the inside. There's a shot of her inside that looks extremely like Rosgobel. That was my first thinking as well. Yeah.
I mean, it just looks like a fantasy setting. I don't think it looks. It screams Middle Earth to me, at least.
Yes.
Not for what I'm seeing so far, but it doesn't scream any other production either.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we've, gnawed at the bone for quite a while now. I think we've analyzed what we could from this. Does anybody have any last thoughts? Should we just go through the pics again and see if anything pops up?
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm doing.
I gotta go. Lectures await at my faculty, so enjoy the rest of your day and have fun.
Thanks for
analyzing this to the end. So goodbye, everyone.
Bye,
See you in a day or two. Bye bye.
See you. Bye.
I am very excited to see the translation of the dwarven writing behind Dwarven Queen Disa, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll have to wait for all the Reddit experts to come out and help us analyze that.
Yeah, Galadriel's armor, I'm just looking back at it, is like, that's a very full suit of armor. I've never seen anything like it on anyone other than Sauron.
Yeah.
Like it has, like articulated like elbows, and it's very almost Excalibur, really. So that's, and like it's on her feet, it's everything. But okay.
I don't know why. I'm a little bit underwhelmed by this armor, but then again, I
am too.
Nothing about armors whatsoever, except whether they look pretty or not. So
no, I agree. It looks weird. Like that looks like Witcher or something almost. That particular shot, and it's also in a village, which looks very much has the thatched roof, like His village does.
Yeah.
Can we zoom in on her sword a little bit?
Yeah, that's a weird looking sword as well. It's not any sword that has a legacy that we know of, I don't think.
Yeah, we didn't see that.
And it's not the dagger that she has.
Yeah, it's not the dagger.
That's right, not the dagger.
But I do think she possibly has the dagger strapped to her side here.
Yeah, possibly.
It's underneath.
Okay, I see it. Yeah.
It's underneath the strap of the sword hilt, possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that looks heavy. I understand now why she had to be training and stuff. That stuff looks heavy.
I'm kind of wondering if this fire in this stone courtyard or whatever it is, it seems to be something like that. I'm wondering if this has to do anything with maybe I'm taking this way out of context, but I don't suppose this might be part of the departure from Valinor. Well, no,
I don't think so. It looks. I was saying the thatched roofs look very much like Harry's village, if anything.
That wouldn't be Elven.
Yeah. Not only does it not look Elven, it looks like the village that we see in the other picture. It really does.
That's true.
A little bit.
It's hard to say because it's out of focus, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. And we only see a little part of Kari's village too, so but yeah, I would say that's not a stretch. And we do know that this village gets attacked.
Yes, and so there's There's Galadriel ready to, throw down. I mean,
I was
Okay,
also
should we-
noticing in the photo of Charlie Vickers' character, I think Halbarad,
Mhm.
uh,
Halbrand.
I was noticing behind him on the table there was a pickaxe and some tongs. I was wondering if that's some kind of craftsman sort of
could be. There's also armor standing there.
Yeah.
so
Could
wonder if
be.
that might be some hint as to where we are.
I actually think this may be after they're rescued and they're in Numenor.
Yeah, I think this is Numenor for sure.
Okay.
That's my
And is
thinking.
that possibly writing on his below the chain?
Yeah.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And the style of the writing reminds me. There's one rune on this which looks like the rune on the broken obsidian sword.
Yes. Yeah, that's
very
what
near his neckline.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. The crescent with the spike crescent, let's call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super
So
interesting.
presumably he's from the same culture as the one who's holding that broken obsidian sword.
Yeah, which I think he's been a candidate of ours for a while for that picture with the broken sword, hasn't he?
Yeah, I won't necessarily say that it's
Why not?
him, but they're from the same
Yeah.
culture, I think. Like
Yeah.
Middle Earth natives, as we always said. Which
I
he
guess-
is.
Yeah, which he is, but that's a very broad term.
Now I
I-
may
It
be
is, yeah. I mean, some of these are Haradrim, like Kari is, apparently. I mean, as you said, it doesn't look like Harad terribly much. It could be like South Gondor or something,
Mhm.
land. We'll see.
Okay.
I may be forgetting an in-world, like a lore-accurate answer to this, but was there a separate writing system for Ajanayak? Because
Oh, wow.
I would guess that
Sure.
Tengwar would not have been looked kindly upon by Farazan, and I'm wondering if this could potentially... Maybe it's a bit of a stretch to assume this much, but maybe that could be a writing system for Ajanayak. Or
Yeah.
something in kind of South Gondor, Harad area, something that we haven't seen before. So,
Yeah, could be though, just coming up with a new writing system all at once because you suddenly disagree with the elves is maybe a little bit of a stretch.
Turkey did it. But okay.
But it's a very, very good remark. I have absolutely no idea what scripture they used. So wow, really nice point, Matt. Shall we take a quick look through the other picks, or
yeah.
are we generally?
I think having talked about it, maybe we can start to piece
Yeah.
some other things too.
Okay, so here we have I think they're confirmed to be husband and wife now. Seeing as she's the princess, and
And the
they're
fourth.
not the king and queen as we presumed.
Yeah. Let's see.
And it's confirmed because people have been speculating whether these dwarves that we've seen are actually the Khazad-dûm dwarves. Yes, they in fact are. But I think, that doesn't really surprise anybody.
Good. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. Let's move on. Okay, so this is the shipwreck that Fellowship has reported on.
Yes. It looks very stormy. Good.
Mhm.
Good. Maybe this is the we've heard an unfortunate stunt double suffering an injury in one of the water tanks. So perhaps this
That's
could
what
be
that
it.
reminds
Yeah, it looks pretty dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This just screams like the Shire to me. I don't know. I
It
mean,
is.
Like the
Yeah.
movie version of the Shire and also the Lord of the Rings online version of the Shire. This
You
is
know, would it be like we don't actually see Do we see Hobbit holes? But I mean, even if we do, they could have shot it in the Shire.
yeah.
I mean, it's a place, you know. I will
Yeah.
say there is stuff in the background. Looks like just like big branches and stuff, but there
Yeah.
is stuff in
Yeah.
this. I don't know
I mean,
what it is.
London is not far off. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
Rivendell-
it's traveling
yeah.
between Lindon and the Misty Mountains, between
I'm
there and
assuming-
Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing that they're compressing the timelines, they might want that prequel moment of Rivendell being, established, which
Mhm.
happens when Region falls. So I'm assuming no Rivendell just yet, but we'll see.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that kind of is a setup, having him
Yeah.
as an architect, having
Definitely.
him be the builder, the founder
Oh
of...
yes, very
Yeah.
good.
I think this is the reason why they said the architect, so
Mhm.
we can have a really nice deep look into how exactly Imladris was constructed, which I think is something that's been a very big draw for many fans. I know I've read it lots of times on Reddit, on Discord. Everybody's super excited about getting to see Rivendell be created. So yeah, having him be all sorts of mastermind for that project is really nice. And
Yeah,
he can't just be the lore master at this point yet. This is something
Yeah.
that he comes
Yes.
to be over the years. So
yes.
this
And maybe in that time of being occupied with building Rivendell, his hair can grow out a little bit.
yes, please. Yes, please. I wonder why they went with this choice. Like, I wonder what the thought process was behind this. Because Elrond
Because
was
he's younger, you see.
so. I mean,
I don't
young
know.
people can have long hair as well.
Was
I
there
know,
something
I
in the
know.
nature of Middle Earth, or am I just imagining this? Maybe I'm making this up. Something in the nature of Middle Earth about how it takes them longer to grow their hair? I don't know.
No.
I may be making this up completely.
I mean, he'd been alive for several millennia at this point, especially if this
Yeah.
is taking place at the end of the Second Age. So
Still, yeah. So
yeah, but that's a really nice point. Maybe that's why they chose it. Although, of course, the nature of Middle Earth hadn't yet been published by the time they
Mhm.
started filming. But
Right,
I
yeah.
really think this is one choice that makes me a little bit puzzled. I could imagine
It-
other
it's-
elves
it's
having
weird.
short hair, but having Elrond have shorter hair, that's a bit.
It's
yeah,
weird,
like,
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of over it, but I see your point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be over it for a while. I'm sorry. Sorry. I love this picture. This is probably my favorite one.
yeah. This is very
Oh.
interesting.
And I really I find her pose very interesting as well. She just seems like really casual, whereas he's more like poised and stuff.
Is her leg like bound
Yes.
up or something?
Mm,
Like, is that part of her costume, or is that like an injury bound up or something?
What? No, I think those are her boots.
Oh, okay. I'm not quite seeing the detail on that very clearly.
It seems to be near the entrance of yet another house.
yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
seeing at the edge of the picture something that looks very much like a kind of Verdana.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And can I just say we just had a lovely chat this morning on Discord.
We did?
Well, you didn't. I'm sorry.
I was busy.
We did on the boots in the Wheel of Time, and everybody was complaining how in an image that was officially released by I think Entertainment Weekly, one of the members, Egwene, had very very clean boots despite the fact she was on top of the mountain. And it makes me really happy to see that Kari's boots really do look worn and weathered.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Interesting look. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and I'm loving this one.
Yeah.
That star above them, I'm beginning to think. Maybe I'm late to the party on this, but I would assume that's the star of Erendil.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, as was kind of said, that's like a tapestry or a painting of some sort. and it looks like maybe another one to the left and to the right with some space in between. That could be some kind of triptych, maybe showing historical events, kind of alluding to, you know how in Rivendell there were those paintings on the walls depicting Isildur and Sauron, and it'd be really interesting to see these depictions of their history in their architecture.
Indeed, because I think you can see, like, or is it just me? I think I can see water.
Yeah, water in a ship by the look of it.
Ship. And do you think the placement of the lamp is significant? Like, could that be the, I don't know, the two trees or one of the trees?
Potentially. I think I see mountains on the side, maybe the Calicaria.
Yeah, that was my reasoning. Because it does seem as though some... No. Discard what I was going to say. But yeah, anyway, really interesting one.
Are those, because of the depth of field, it's hard to tell, but are those more elves in the background in the corner?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It almost looks painted over, though, because of the depth of field of the shot.
Yeah, I agree, but I think it's actual people.
Yeah, I agree too.
Like a hall.
It's like it's a colonnade. It's, you know.
Yeah. I think those people aren't a part of the triptych.
Yeah.
Okay. Kari in her workshop during the summer, clearly.
Oh man, that looks so much like Rosgobel. It's amazing.
She's a little more straight lines rather than rugged and twisted, quirky Radagast.
Yeah. Minus
more organized.
No, Sebastian.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Yeah. Minus the tree growing out of the middle of the house and splitting it. It looks very much like Rosgobel. And yeah, sure, it looks good, you know.
Okay.
I'm just personally fascinated with foraging, just myself anyway, and so this is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
All the stuff. Yeah, she's an apothecary, but we knew that.
Yeah. The village healer, as it was saying in her character description.
And Bronwyn is such a pretty name. I really like it.
It really is. I forget what that means, though.
Although the name Bronwyn doesn't sound particularly, Haradrim-like, does it?
Yeah, that's...
Sounds Sindarin-ish.
Sounds Sindarin-ish, or maybe Rohirric, if anything, like, the wind.
Yeah, I think those are Old English roots, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not an expert on that, but yeah, forget what that means.
Good. Then we have a shot of what?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
then we have
really puzzling.
These two are really weird. Yeah.
This is really interesting.
I will say that field looked like a picture that Bayona shared very, very early on in the shoot of him standing against what looks very much like this field.
Yeah.
It looks like a field to me, like any other field in the world.
Yeah, but I mean it's not green, so you know it's I don't know. I'm not imagining they're gonna shoot a lot of this series in brown fields.
Well, in New Zealand itself, like the South Island, is not particularly green either in the East Coast. Like, lots of you'll see lots of the grasslands that are very brownish yellowish, like the things that we saw in Rohan in the Lord of the Rings.
You know what? You're right. Yeah. I'll take that back because you're right. There are a lot of shots in the movies when you really think of that do feature more brownish looking grasslands. Yeah, you're correct.
Okay, people, we have to wrap up.
Yeah.
This has been an absolute joy. So thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you find lots of enjoyment in these pictures as we have. We'll now take some time to actually read the article. So yeah, it was fun.
Yes.
So we'll see you.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you, Carl, for doing this behind the scenes. Bye.